Mansi Sharma from Teachers Team of Cerebry, and I welcome you all on the behalf of Cerebry, an AI-driven adaptive maths practice platform that is designed for homework practice and revisions in school. So in today's session, I'll be telling you why we should teach maths vocabulary to a student, what is the need of teaching maths vocabulary, and what are the benefits. And also, I'll be making a part 2 of this video in which I'll be explaining top 5 actionable strategies that you can follow to teach maths vocabulary to a student. But before that, I request you to please subscribe and hit the bell button so that you will get the constant updates. Now let's start with a question. Why should we teach maths vocabulary to a student? Now let's understand this with an example. So I have two statements written here on the screen. The statement number 1 says, the third cup was roughly 2/3 full of water. The kids were roughhousing and banged a foot into the table, which knocked over the cup. The water spill was a foot wide. Statement number 2 says, Rahul placed an even number of spoons on the even surface of the table. If he takes one away, there were 3 spoons left on the left side. So, do the bolded words mean the same in the following example? And the answer is no. So, as an educator, we already know how tricky maths vocabulary can be for our student, and especially correctly using exact precise math words. Based on your experience in the classroom, you probably already know that students with math disabilities, especially those who are English language learners or have some language disabilities, will have an especially hard time learning the new math words. So using correct math word can seem like learning a new language. So while this is true, you should also know that you are an important factor in students' learning. You matter, and there are actionable strategies that you can implement to grow your students' knowledge of math word. In part 2 of this video, I'll be telling you all of the strategies that you can follow. But before that, let me tell you the role of language in the classroom. So we tend to think of maths class full of numbers, but there is actually quite a bit of language learning that goes on in the maths class too. Students need to learn 2 or more than 2 different meaning of certain math word. Words they thought they already know, like face. It means different in maths class and different in English class, right? Yes. So they need to understand and use these hard to say words like quadrilaterals. So when you pay attention speaking math word in the class, they will understand and remember what those math word means, and they will learn that we sometimes use different words for the different contexts. Also, do you know what else makes teaching math words so difficult? The fact that almost 50% of children with math disabilities also have reading disabilities. So not only do many of our struggling students have hard time understanding the meaning of math word, but they also have a hard time with expressive and receptive languages. So a student with maths and reading disabilities can learn and understand to use these type of maths word correctly with the right support, and we will get into what those support later in the part 2 of this video. But first of all, let me tell you, why should we focus on teaching maths vocabulary? Well, we use language to communicate. Now let's say you are working with a student and you ask her to explain the steps she took to solve a fraction division problem. And she says, I took this one, turned it like this, now it's the other, and then I times the top and the bottom, which gives me the answer. So does that sound like something some of your students might say? My struggling students tend to use lot of these type of vague words. Things like this, I do like that, I do this, I do that, and then I got the answer. Instead of using the exact math language. Using more precise language, she might have said, I took the second fraction, turned it upside down, so it becomes the reciprocal. Then I multiplied 2 numerators and the 2 denominators which give me the quotient. Now it does sound more mathematical, right? But more importantly, now I understand what she did. Her use of precise language conveyed her understanding of the procedure and helped me get an insight what she was thinking and doing. Using the right math language helps us to have a conversation and understand what the other person means. So, if math language isn't explicitly taught, children learn to disregard math word and will only pay attention to the numbers. For example, let's say you give a student named Alice the following math problem. Aishwarya has 32 donuts to share with 8 friends. How many donuts will each friend get? Now, instead of figuring out what all those words means, Alice narrowed her focus to the numbers only. So, she chooses an operation based on some arbitrary metric and then she got an answer. Alice might have think 32 is bigger than 8, so maybe I need to subtract. So 32 minus 8 is 24. Is it the right answer to the word problem? Absolutely not. But more importantly, did Alice have the chance to engage in critical thinking and flex her problem solving skills? No. So if maths vocabulary is so important, how do we teach it? For that, I'll be coming up with 5 high impact strategies to teach maths vocabulary to your student in later part 2 of this video. For that, you need to stay tuned and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button so that you will get the notification when I come up with the video. So stay tuned. Bye.